What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be talking about how high testosterone is a state of mind, all right? And I already know that a lot of people are going to have a problem with this video just simply because of the title. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, but Brandon, there are so many people out there that actually have low testosterone. This is true. But what if I were to tell you that even people that had low testosterone could act in a state of high testosterone? And people with high testosterone could act as if they had low testosterone. Well, the truth is, I have encountered dozens of people that fall into both of these categories. And if this is true, what it goes to show is that high testosterone has a lot more to do with your mental than a lot of people realize, all right? In order to have that high testosterone aura, you don't necessarily need to have ridiculously high testosterone levels. And testosterone levels are something that men nowadays just seem to be completely obsessed with. You know, now that blood testing has become more common, I'll even get asked on a regular basis, yo, dude, what are your testosterone levels? What are your testosterone levels? Like it's some sort of mark. It's almost like back in high school when people would ask you like, yo, what's your bench press? It's like the same thing. They want to compare their testosterone levels to you. Even though oftentimes your testosterone levels have no indication of how you actually act, all right? So what I need you to understand is, first of all, what are the attributes that are associated with a high testosterone aura? Let's go through these. Confrontational, all right? You go out of your way to confront people. Even in situations where it makes other people uncomfortable, you will go out of your way to make your opinion known. High testosterone people tend to be fit. They tend to have more muscle. They tend to be stronger. They tend to be active, not only with their bodies, but active with life. They tend to be imposing. They like to impose things on other people. They like to be a force to be reckoned with, all right? They tend to be high energy. They tend to be confident. They tend to have a lot of belief in themselves. They tend to be powerful. They tend to be leaders. They tend to be ambitious. They tend to be hardworking. And can your hormones ultimately affect how you act? Yes. But at the same time, testosterone is what is called the hard work hormone. And what this means is that testosterone actually makes hard work feel really good while you're doing it. And I can tell you from personal experience that I have been through phases of my life where hard work felt incredibly good. I loved it. I enjoyed every second. To push myself to the max was beautiful. It was invigorating. And I have also been through times in my life where it felt awful. Doing the hard work felt like bone grinding on bone with no cartilage. And what was the biggest determiner of which of these categories I ultimately fell into, of hard work being easy versus hard work being difficult? It wasn't my actual testosterone levels. My actual testosterone levels have stayed exactly the same. And yet people would come to me today and say, Brandon, you seem completely different from the person that you used to be 5 to 6 years ago. It's incredible. The change is from my mindset. It's from my habits. It's from my actions. My mindset, my habits, my actions were ultimately what determined whether or not hard work was easy or hard work was difficult. All right? So go ahead, get your testosterone checked. Go do it. I encourage you to. Test your free testosterone and test your total testosterone. Total testosterone doesn't really actually matter. Free testosterone is actually the one that's a lot more important, although people tend to love to compare their total testosterone, even though ultimately at the end of the day that doesn't matter so much. I personally get my testosterone tested pretty regularly, even as a natural bodybuilder. People will say, oh, Brandon, why do you need to get your testosterone tested if you're a natural? Well, it's because I like to make sure that the things that I'm doing in my life aren't making me unhealthy. So I get my blood work done regularly. I don't just get my testosterone checked, I get a lot of different blood markers checked, all right? People say, oh, Brandon, you must have such a high total testosterone, because you're all of these things. You're hardworking, you're confrontational, you're fit, you're active, imposing, confident, powerful, you're ambitious, all of these different things. You must have high total testosterone. My testosterone sits around 600. Pretty much year round, it'll sit around that. My free testosterone, it's in range. It's nothing to write home about. That's the truth. If it was higher, I'd love to sit here and brag, oh yeah, my testosterone levels are so good. They're so amazing. But it's not the truth. And yet, I act so much higher testosterone than I used to. And yet, I act so much higher testosterone than so many other people out there that may even have higher testosterone levels than me. I might be bigger than them. I might be more ambitious, more hardworking than all of them. Well, why is that? It's because I have built up confidence putting myself through the ringer. All right? Bodybuilding shows, difficult jobs, months of working from when I wake up in the morning all the way till when I go to bed, waking up early, doing cold plunges, throughout all of the difficult things that I've gone through in my life. And trust me, bodybuilding prep is just about as hard as it gets. It's controlled starvation, incredibly difficult. If you ever decide to do one in the future, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever been through one, you're probably shaking your head thinking, yep, bodybuilding prep is just about as hard as it gets. It's fully enveloping, involves every single minute of your life for months on end, and is the accumulation of workouts that you have been doing for 9 years straight, specifically in my case. And throughout it all, my testosterone has stayed relatively the same. All right? I want you to think about the mouse utopia study in the 1970s. What happened when they took stress and difficulty away from the mice population? The men became gay, they became feminine, they became cannibals, and ultimately, when they didn't have any stress at all, the society fell apart. The society fell apart. Without the stressors, without the hardship. You are exactly the same way. You are built up by the hard things that you do. They keep you masculine. They keep you confident. It is through the fires of life that your confidence is forged. And if you need to hop on TRT, that's totally fine. All right? If you've tried proper nutrition, if you've tried proper training and supplementation and getting tons of sleep and staying on top of your health, that's fine. If you want to become a professional bodybuilder, if that is your dream in life, that is fine. But don't opt in for taking a drug for the rest of your life that is going to suppress your natural production of that hormone when the benefits of that drug could have been found within you without taking anything. When you take testosterone, your body tells your balls to simply stop being a man anymore. So it stops producing. They shrivel up, they atrophy, your balls get small, and your body can no longer naturally produce that testosterone. So if you are going to do it, understand that you are going to have to deal with the side effects. The acne, the bad sleep, the anxiety, the blood thickening, the accelerated aging, all of these potential things that you are dealing with when it's possible that you just set out on a journey to become a better, stronger, higher testosterone aura man. And yet what you ended up doing was falling into a drug, a quick fix that is simply giving you the feelings and inflating your ego. When you do hard shit and build your confidence, there becomes a gravitas behind the words that you speak. Think of David Goggins. Why do so many people listen to him? Well, because they listen to him because of the backing that he has, because of the hundreds of miles that he's run with a swollen foot or a broken leg, all of these different feats of strength that he's done. He's a Navy SEAL, he's a firefighter, he's all these different things. The context is ultimately what builds the character. Think of a video made by someone who's trying to encourage people to go out and run more. All right? Is that video going to have more gravitas if they're laying back on their couch with their feet kicked up, making the video, or if they just finished running 10 miles and then they make that video? The context is what builds the character. The context is what creates the gravitas. Build your character as a man and understand the differences between a shortcut and a useful tool. Because I will be 100% honest with you, your goals and your intentions determine which is which. Testosterone, taking it as a drug, could be different for different people. For some people, it may be a tool in order to get them where they want to go. It may be a problem solver. But for most people, it's a shortcut because they aren't putting in the actual work to build their character. So they are relying on something else to give them their gravitas, to give them their drive, their ambition, their high energy, their confrontational personality, their powerful, confident, and imposing sense of self. You don't want to rely on something outside of you in order to do that. If you are, then you haven't discovered the true power of the self, the true power that lies within you. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Make sure to drop a like down below and also drop a singular thumbs up in the comments section if you watched all the way through to the end of this video, because if you did, you've got an attention span of steel, my friend, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.